قد عم الخلائق رأفة وحنانا، سبحانه تجري الرياح بأمره فتنبت الأرض أشجارا وأغصانا، وبحار بطري اللحم زاخرة، وأخرى تفيض عذبا لسقيانا، وشمس تجود بالدفء ما بقيت الدنيا وما بخلت قرونا وأزمانا، خلقنا من منية خلقت فكانت الأرحام مأوانا، غذينا من غير جهد ومسألة فتكامل الخلق صورا وألوانا، نحبو وعين الله تكلأنا، والأب يسعى والأم ترعانا، حتى إذا القوى فينا قد اكتملت كثرت معاصينا وعظمت خطايانا، نسينا كيف كان منشأنا فكيف نسهو عن الذي بفضله أبقانا، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له في سلطانه، ولا مناوئ له في عزته وملكوته، وأشهد أن سيدنا وإمامنا وقائدنا رسول رب العالمين محمد صلى الله وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه الأطهار، صلوات ربي وسلامه عليك سيدي أبا القاسم يا رسول الله، يا خير من دفنت بالقاع أعظمه فطاب من طيبهن القاع والأكم، نفسي تتوق لقبر أنت ساكنه فيه العفاف والطهر والكرم، يا سيدي أبا القاسم يا رسول الله، الصدق أنت وأنت إشراق الهدى، ولك الكتاب الخالد الصفحات، من يقصد الدنيا بغيرك يلقها فيها من الأهوال والحسرات، اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليك سيدي يا رسول الله. ثم أما بعد، فحياكم الله وبياكم وأبقاكم عوامل رفع لهذه الأمة، حياكم الله يا من تركتم بيوتكم وأموالكم وجئتم هنا في بيت من بيوت الله لتلقي فيوضات الرحمن، فإن فيوضات الرحمن لا تتلقى إلا إذا حيت القلوب بعد مواتها. وتأملوا قول باريكم في حق أقوام ذاقوا الموت على صورة غير التي نعهدها، فقال تعالى: أومن كان ميتا فأحييناه وجعلنا له نورا يمشي به في الناس، فسبحانه من يحيي القلوب بعد مواتها، فاللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. All praise is due to Allah. Peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our gathering, Allahumma ameen. And may Allah grant us the blessings of Jum'ah and make us amongst those people who will come together in the house of Allah, and they will be after the Jumu'ah going everywhere, and they will be showered by the mercy of Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those people who will listen to the commands of Allah and they will respond, Sami'na wa ata'na. Oh Allah, we have listened and we will obey. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us united. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen. And first and foremost, I just wanted to start my khutbah by declaring praising to Allah and declare the gratitude to Allah and being thankful to Allah. And we say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank Him that He saved us. from the danger of the hurricane. And alhamdulillah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had allowed us to come together again. That He saved our masjid. That He saved our souls. That He saved our properties. That He saved our families. That He saved our children. Alhamdulillah. قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا. Say, by the grace of Allah, they should rejoice. They should feel happy. And that is, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, I pray to Allah from that minbar and from this masjid, I pray to Allah to save others and to make it easy for those who got harm and damages in their houses. May Allah relieve their pain. And may Allah heal their wounds. Allahumma ameen, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And there is something I just wanted to start my khutbah by asking this question. It's a rhetorical question, but I want just to attract your attention. When it comes to the weight, did you gain weight the last month? Do you lose weight? Do you have any program for diet? And now that will take me to the other question. How much will you weight on the day of judgment? How much do you weight nowadays? Per pound, per kilograms? How much do you weigh? Do you watch your weight? But now you can ask yourself, how much I will weight on the day of judgment? The weight that we have in the dunya, it weights the physicals, muscles, fats. It weights objects, human beings, boxes, products. But we have another scale on the day of judgment, but it weighs something that we cannot see. Intangible. Something intangible, something that we can touch by our hands or see by our eyes. It weighs characters. It weighs our deeds. So how much will you weigh on the day of judgment on the scale and in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That's a big question. You need to ask yourself. And when we ask this question, I do not want you to look at your physical appearance, to your muscles, to your stomach. I want you to look at your heart, to look at your Imam. And let me start by the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said that on the day of judgment, the angels will bring the fat person, muscular, giants. A giant who will be on the scale on the day of judgment. And he said, وَلَا يَزِنُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ جَنَاحَ بَعُوضَةٍ. And he will not be in the scale worth even a wing of mosquito on the scale of the day of judgment. Let me take you to another verse in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلَا نُقِيمُ لَهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَزْنًا. They will weigh nothing on the day of judgment. And you memorize Surah Al-Qari'ah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. also will be, their scale will be heavy on the day of judgment. They will be taken to Jannah. And those who will have lights on the scale, their scale will be light. They will be taken to Jahannam. That means the concept of weight on the day of judgment is so important. You and I, we should ask ourselves, how much do you think that you will weigh on the day of judgment? And that will take me to the story of one of the companions of the Sahaba. A great companion that you know him very well. And that man had nothing in the dunya except his spiritual weight. He wasn't rich. He did not have any authority, any power, any control of anything. He had his Imam. And even the physical appearance, he was short, thin, small, weak. Even when it comes to the battlefield, he did not participate with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as a warrior, as a fighter. He was barely could help the wound. He could help in the medical stuff, help to carry bags. So he did not have that physical appearance. And of course you wanted to know his name. But I wanted you to get some patience, because before I tell you his name, I wanted you to know his status. I'm talking about the person, he was the first one to recite Quran in public. He recited Surah Al-Rahman. He was the one that he by himself had got from Rasulullah. He listened from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam 70 surahs of the Quran out of the 114 surahs. So he is a person, he was a great status in Islam. I see in your eyes that you wanted to know the name of the person. But have some more patience. Because I'm talking about person, he used to carry the wudu of the Prophet Muhammad. He was the secret keeper of Rasulullah. He was a person that when you think about his life, they considered him as one of the family house of Rasulullah, because he was very attached to the Prophet. They treated him as one of Ahlul Bayt, one of the family members, one of the household of Rasulullah. But in reality, he wasn't. But he was so attached to Rasulullah Muhammad. And do you know what? Rasulullah one day called him and he said, Ya Rasulullah, please tell me what you need and I will do it for you. He said, can you recite the Quran for me? He said, Ya Rasulullah, you are the one that Allah had revealed the Quran upon you. Now you want me to recite for you? He said, yes. فَإِنِّي أُحِبُّ أَنْ أَسْمَعْهُ مِنْ غَيْرِي. I love to listen to Quran from someone other than me. And he started to recite Surah An-Nisa till he reached فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جِئْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ بِشَهِيدٍ وَجِئْنَا بِكَ عَلَى هَؤُلَاءِ شَهِيدًا. Till he reached to the verse in Surah An-Nisa, and Rasulullah said, stop here. then he looked at the Prophet Muhammad and he found his tears came down. He found the eyes of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are pouring tears and tears on the cheeks of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That man is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, the great companion. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever wanted to hear the Quran fresh, whoever wanted to hear the Quran fresh, as it was just revealed, let him hear the Quran min ibn Abd, from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the great companion that I'm telling you about, one day the companions, while they were in the public, and he wanted to get siwak, the little piece of the tree, of the wood, that you can use it as a toothbrush. He wanted to get a piece of siwak, so he went to the arak, which is the name of the tree that he used to get the siwak from. So he climbed the tree, then the wind came and it exposed his legs. And when the Sahaba saw his legs, they started to laugh at him because his two legs were thin and small. So what the Prophet said, Rasulullah could let that go, but he is al-mu'allim. He is al-murabbi Rasulullah. He could let that go, and the companions are laughing amongst each other. That's not a big deal. But he wanted to teach them, listen. He said, أَتَضْحَكُونَ لِدِقَّةِ سَاقٍ? Are you laughing because his thin two legs? They said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. Then he said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ, I swear by Allah, the one that my soul in his two hands, لَقَدَمُ ابْنُ مَسْعُودٍ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَثْقَلُ فِي الْمِيزَانِ مِنْ جَبَلِ أُحُدٍ. I swear by Allah that the two legs of Ibn Mas'ud on the scale on the day of judgment will be heavier than the mountain of Uhud. Allahu Akbar. I just wanted you to think about this. It's not about the physical appearance. It's about the power of Imam. And now you can ask yourself, if just the two legs would be in the scale heavier than the mountain of Uhud, what about the whole of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud? What about the whole of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud? Just two legs will be heavier in the scale than the mountain of Uhud. He didn't say even equal to the mountain of Uhud. No, will be heavier in the scale than the mountain of Uhud. And of course, many of you, alhamdulillah, had traveled to do Hajj, to do Umrah, and you saw by yourself the mountain of Uhud. A massive mountain, huge mountain. Two legs of Ibn Mas'ud will be heavier than the mountain of Uhud. And now you could close your eyes to try to imagine if that is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. So what about Umar? What about Umar ibn al-Khattab? But what about Abu Bakr as-Siddiq? So what about Rasulullah himself? And now you can ask yourself again, So what about me? How much I could wait on the day of judgment? How much do you think that if the angels will take you and put you on the scale on the day of judgment, how much will you wait by your deeds, by your actions? And now I think you realized, when I pictured this in your mind, now you realized and you came to the reality that that's not easy task. It's not easy task. And now you will come to the question, so Imam, what about if I wanted to have my weight to be heavy on the scale on the day of judgment? What can I do? Let me give you the answer and the recipe, the ingredients in one line. One line to make it easy and very simple, so you can take that away with you when you leave the masjid. Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the hadith, ما من شيء أثقل في الميزان عند الله يوم القيامة من حسن الخلق. Nothing will be heavier on the scale on the day of judgment than the good character. I think you got it. You got it now. حسن الخلق. To have the good characteristics. To have the good manners. To be the Muslim. To be a role model for everyone. And you know what? When Islam spread all over the world and we reached to Spain, to China, we have ruled the world because of the good characters, not by anything else. Every Muslim was a role model in his place. So now you came from your places of work to attend Judgement. And after Judgement, you will go back where you came from. But do you carry in your mind that I am a Muslim? I am representing this deen. I am an ambassador of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So I wanted to be a role model in my company, in my business, even if I wanted to cheat to get money, I would say no, because I'm a Muslim. And there is a story for an Imam. The Imam was delivering the da'wah somewhere, and he went to the grocery to get some food and something. And after he paid the money, he forgot to take the change, the rest of the money. So the man called him, and the man wanted to test the Imam. And instead of giving him, let's say, $2 change, he gave him $10 extra. And he took the money without counting. When he went to the door of the store, he counted, then he went back. He said, I do not deserve that whole money. I only deserve like $2. So the man said, what's your deen? He said, my deen is Islam. He said, how can I be Muslim? He said, by saying Shahada. Then he said the Shahada. He became a Muslim. He said, why? What happened? He said, I was just testing you. If you accepted those $8, I would say that your deen had taught you how to be a thief. But your deen has taught you how to be honest. How to be honest. Then the Imam on the spot cried. And he said what? He said, Alhamdulillah that Allah had guided me to do so. Otherwise, I could sell my deen for just $8. I could sell my dignity, my deen, the whole mission of Rasulullah, only for $8. How cheap is that? Everyone is responsible. And now, I want you to ask your wife, your children, how much will you wait on the day of judgment? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the right path. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our hearts for His guidance. Allahumma ameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العلي العظيم لي ولكم. الحمد لله وكفى وصلاة وسلاما على النبي المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ثم أما بعد. My brothers and sisters, we came here to the Jumu'ah to get the reminder, to refresh our hearts. And I believe that everyone came, and alhamdulillah, you had the good intention to come to the masjid so you can get some of the spiritual oxygen to soften your hearts. It's the time to remind one another. If you wanted to have the heavy weight on the day of judgment, to be admitted to Jannah, I wanted you to have the good characteristics. Be the good Muslim that everyone will point at, will say, that one is very unique. And what made him unique? It is only Islam. Let your neighbors see the beauty of your deen. Even if you have an aggressive person in your life, show the mercy. Spread love. Be peaceful. Be that person that every corner in your area will witness. We have a different person. Islam is not just by coming to the masjid to pray the 2 rak'ahs every Jumu'ah and you leave the door of the masjid, alhamdulillah, I fulfilled my religion, I did my part, I fulfilled my obligation, I prayed Jumu'ah, Allahu Akbar. That's not the part. No, that's not the deen. If you wanted the evidence for that, let me tell you the evidence. The evidence is the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When they came to him and they said, Ya Rasulullah, we have a lady. Listen, she prays a lot. She fasts a lot. She prays at night a lot. But she has just one tiny thing. She is hurting her neighbors. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said she will be in the hellfire. Why? Why? Because she did not apply Islam. She did not apply Islam. You cannot be a Muslim, abid, zahid, mukhlis, bakka. You cannot be sincere, righteous, worshipper, weeper, the one who cries Allah in the masjid. And once you leave the gates of the masjid, hey man, let's go back to our normal day. Let's make some money, man. Through what? Halal? Congratulations. Haram? Come on. Come on. Is that the deen? So I just wanted you to think about this. You want to be called on the day of judgment, and the angels will bring your book, and your deeds are going to be put on the scale. Then the angels will announce, Oh Allah, his deeds are so heavy on the scale, then Allah will say, بِرَحْمَتِي أَدْخِلُوهُ الْجَنَّةِ, by my mercy, let him enter Jannah. We wanted this. We wanted to hear this. Since you was born, and you got married, you have children, you work, coming back and forth, buying stuff, spending on your family, on your wife, on your children. You want to hear this. That's your utmost goal. To hear it. Take him to Jannah. Then you say, I made it. I made it. I need you to think about your weight on the day of judgment. Do the good deeds that will make your deeds are heavy on the day of judgment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our deeds. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all, Allahumma ameen, in Jannatul Firdaus. May Allah protect our family members, protect our children. May Allah protect our wives, Allahumma ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the followers of Rasulullah Muhammad. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take away any grudge, any hatred from our hearts. And may Allah purify our hearts, purify our intentions. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those people that they will be entering Jannah with Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وأقم الصلاة. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم